The team at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media wants to take the time to thank our sponsors, Bryant Family Medicine and Heather Martinez Realtor. We also want to thank our support staff, Valerie Rutherford, Allison Messer, Larry Spicer, Addison Sloan, John North, Shane Shackelford, and last but not least, Keisha Ambergy. With the support of our fine sponsors, our dedicated staff, and you, the members, we are all working on one goal, the promotion of student athletes. With this team, we can't miss.
Hi, I'm Heather Martinez, active community member and your realtor. Give me a call or text 606-344-0217, or you can reach me by email, heather.martinezrealtor@gmail.com.
Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media presents Around the Region, the Fall Sports Show. Ryan, every time I see Heather's commercial, I'm just like, we need to go ask her to go make us a commercial. You know, she's got the background music. She's got the good voice. I've got that old Southern slang, y'all come back to this now. And, now I'm coughing. I just brought a cough out, but while I'm sitting here hacking my guts up, Ryan, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. Just been laying around the house, kind of been lazy today, taking advantage of not having to work tomorrow. That does bring up that I want us to say to all the veterans out there, the Happy Memorial Day to y'all. Thank you for your service that you did for this great country. We wouldn't be here without y'all.
We're missing a couple tonight. Edward said he's going to try his best to get on. He's having some serious internet connections right now at his house, and that's been a deal at his house the last couple of days. Some internet issues. No, he just needs to go to Spectrum. Look at me. I'm glaring right now. But as soon as I say that, I'll pause. I'll be like this for about 10 minutes. But other than that, yeah, hopefully he can get a lot of that resolved, and hopefully he can get his shows put back up pretty soon. Or Ryan, maybe we might have to go in there like a pinch hitter for him and do one of his shows for him on Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, Wednesday. I'll be at the regional baseball championship game there at Bell County because of course, I work through the score system and everything like that. So, of course, I have to try to be there to help work anything they need to do. I guess I'm the runaround person to run around whatever they need.
And Olivia, I think she's had some internet glitches on her own. So hopefully we might be able to get some of them on before the end of the night. But if not, it's just me and you, Ryan. We can handle it, though. But before we get started, let's go ahead and let's put up our sponsor logos up there, Ryan, if you can. And let's give them a moment of attention. First off, let's thank Bryant Family Medicine and, of course, all their generosities that they've showed us. And again, folks, we can prove to you how high the StreamYard is. And if it wasn't for their generosity, we wouldn't be doing this today. You wouldn't see me and Ryan's pretty little faces right now. And again, you're talking about young and generous. Another young lady that helps us out, Heather Martinez, and just a wonderful person. And I'm proud to call her a friend. And again, folks, I'm going to say it every show. She approached us. We didn't approach her. She's like, what can I do to help? And I was like, well, yeah, we can use all the help we get. We're like the Great Value cornflakes. We're trying to beef her brand up a little bit, but she's doing all she can to contribute, and just a wonderful young woman. If you're in the market buying and selling a house, she's the hookup. Go look her up. Big thank you for our sponsors, and also got to take a moment to thank a lot of our photographers here, Ryan. And again, help me if I'm missing some, but Keisha Ambergy, John Dickinson, which gave us some pictures this week, Scott Powell, Dennis Mills, Tanner Hoskins, Mater's Memories, Chrissy Brassfield, and Bob Cornett, which gave us some pictures also this week. A wonderful man, and just responded quickly, anything you need, and just a thank you, Bob, for Bobby Cornett for allowing us to use your photos, great photos, and And anytime you need their pages for anything, they're more than open for you anytime. And again, we've got of course, Valerie Rutherford that helps us out a lot, but she does a lot for us anyway. Um, Allison Messer sends us some good photos. Another one that works a lot behind the scenes. You, Ryan, you provide photos. Ever provides photos. We got nice photographers everywhere. Am I missing any?
The ones from and I cannot remember. Edward always says it, and I always forget it. But the one from Jackson County. I don't know if you said it, but the one that covered Jackson County sports, them.
Yeah, and yeah, he's had a lot that's helped him too. And I'm texting one of our guests right now. But we we've got a lot of great people that helps us out, and we're like the poor people's fund. We can't pay nobody here, and they just volunteer their stuff, and it just shows their kindness and everything else that they show to. All thing they want to do, they just want to promote these kids, and if we can help one get in school, then we've did our job. Um, Ryan, if you don't care, I'm gonna post this. If you can find the logo of the London, um,
I've got it right here. I've already got it ready.
if you don't care, talk a little bit about that for us. I'm gonna forward you a message, and maybe you could help me out with this. One of our guests is needing this email, and you know how hard that is to do a show and do that. But I'm messaging that, but uh, Ryan, you made a post, made this logo about prayers for Laura County and Pulaski County, and just I've got to say, horrible, horrible, horrific, and every day you see more and more, it coming back, it coming back, it coming back. London, Pulaski, Russell County. Am I thinking right here? All three counties got hit pretty hard. They're coming back stronger than ever. You cannot replace the loss of loved ones, but we'll heal over time. And just a horrific thing. We got some storms blowing in right now. Hopefully, not the levels of them, but it looks like the weather's going to get a little wicked here toward the middle of the week. A lot of rain. Probably we're going to have some flooding, but it just seems like we can't catch a break for nothing. So, hopefully we get past all this bad weather and we'll get through it. We're Kentucky strong.
Yeah, I'm trying
I think Ryan's right now sending the email, and he'll get the email sent. But while we're Ryan's doing this thing about trying to get this email sent, um, a few other things I'd like to talk about. I will go back to our sponsors and just again, I cannot say enough good about Bryant Family Medicine and Heather Martinez Pope, and we don't reach out to a lot of sponsors, but we do. We owe them all the credit in the world for their generosities, and again, stuff ain't cheap, folks. And if it wasn't for them, we would not be able to do the stuff that we do, and it's really really kind hearted. Um, right here, I'm gonna go ahead and post this. From Hunter, it says, "You guys seen the 11th region baseball tournament? Yay! They let them play their semifinal championship game at UK's baseball complex. I thought the state tournament must be a neutral field, but it's not no more. I don't really know. I didn't hear anything much about the 11th region tournament. Did you,
and
Ryan?
I've not kind of been on Facebook a lot today, and I almost it's not my
Yeah,
computer onto the ground by accident.
yeah. It's but as you can tell, Ryan's right now sending out the email, and and just let me know when you get the email sent, and then
I've,
I'll
I've,
let our
I've,
guests know.
it is sent.
Okay. If you don't care, give your thoughts about the events that happened in London, and this is something that's going to be heavy on people's hearts for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, really, I mean, the only thing you could really say, I mean, that this is a very, very, very scary situation. I mean, you have to look at it. I live in Knox County and everything, and London is literally 20 minutes from me, so it is a scary situation.
Yeah, it looks like we got Edward on. Edward, do we have you on? Well,
I said
he's
I seen him for a second, then it kind
I
of went
saw
away.
for a second. But while Edward's getting his glitches worked out, I think we've got our first guest on right now, Baylor Varner, and I guess you're going to post something up before we bring him on. Show him something I guess he already knows. And of course, the 52nd District Baseball Tournament champion goes to Harlan itself, the Green Dragons, Harlan. And just what a tournament, what a performance that team put on over there. And and here's the big reason why. Let's just go ahead and bring him on. Baylor, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
I think we're making this a habit. We've had you on these shows a couple of times, but just it's hard not to keep away from you all the performances and the hard work and effort. I know you're all about team first, but we're allowed to brag on you a little bit here. I know you're all about team, but just what you do and your team is doing is unreal. But if you don't care, just talk a little bit about your season so far and talk a little bit about the tournament if you want to, the district tournament, and what you think you'll be facing in the region.
Well, the last few weeks, about 2 weeks ago, I sprained my ankle, and we had a few young guys step up, and they've been amazing. Playing positions they're not used to playing, and then I come back and play in the championship game, and them guys are great, and they're there for you all the time.
So is the ankle better? Are you 100% or close to it, or are you
Yeah,
still?
I'm pretty good.
Okay, so now questions are heading into the region. Have you been able to look at your opponent yet?
Yeah, we play Barberville, but you treat it as any other game. You're just going there to win a game.
Absolutely, and it has definitely been locked on. Just what we've seen from you, and I was like, hey, we cannot let this season slide by without getting Baylor on. And you've always been a great interview to us, and always been Johnny on the spot. We cannot say enough good about you personally. And but Baylor, I'll be honest with you. I mean, we're having all kinds of internet glitches. We're showing Edward over here for muted box and no picture. I don't know if Edward's ever going to come on or not. But and Ryan's internet's been glitching a little. I think Ryan got glitched right there. But oh, there's Edward now. He's off of mute. Edward, are you
And
with?
I'm here with you until this stuff kicks off.
Well, before it kicks off, do you have anything for Baylor? I know you've covered Harlan about as much as anybody here.
Yeah, I'm sure you done asked, thoughts of the region, but
Yeah.
I just want to ask your thoughts on playing on a dirt field versus playing on a turf.
Playing on a turf field to me is definitely better because all the hops are true, and the only thing about turf is sometimes big hop in the outfield, jump over outfielder's head or something. But other than that, playing in the infield, all the hops are true, and it's a lot less risky playing on a dirt field.
So I got to ask you, which one do you prefer personally? Do you prefer playing on the old-fashioned dirt style fields, or do you prefer the more turf field?
I prefer playing on turf.
So does it actually speed the ball up like it looks like from the stands?
Yeah, it does. 100%.
So how does that make you have to adjust your game playing on turf versus dirt?
Honestly, playing in the infield, it gives you more time to, get the guy out or whatever, because the ball's getting to you quicker. So that gives him less time to use the base, you more time to get the ball. And so, you take more time making a good throw or anything like that. Or say you hit a gapper in the outfield, it's getting to the fence a lot quicker. So maybe you won't be able to stretch out that double or something.
So how does it affect planting when you're pitching? Does it affect anything, or does it help?
Hang on, I'm getting there we go. Are we good now?
Yeah.
All right.
The glories of live TV.
Pitching, it depends if it's rain or not. Sometimes it's a little slick wearing turfs, but if I'm pitching, I definitely prefer a dirt mound.
So dirt gives you a little bit better of a planting than what.
Yeah, push off a little bit better.
But I still got about 1,000 questions. But you, Mark, Ryan.
Right.
Going into this season now, because I know we're going into regional tournament play tomorrow. What was the one game this season that you couldn't wait to play in?
Probably Bell and just normal regular season district. I mean, knew they're a good ball club and everything like that. And for us to sweep the whole district, I mean, it was awesome. It's the first time we've done it in a really long time. And, they wanted us bad because we beat them last year, and we wanted them just as bad. And it was a great game every time we played them.
And then this is the one question I love asking our athletes that we come on. In Holland, what is your favorite restaurant to eat at?
Probably the Mexican downtown.
And I know Mark's gonna ask it, but you like the cheese sauce on top of it or the red sauce?
Definitely the cheese sauce.
So no racks or no what's the hut down there?
Dairy Hut.
There. So
yeah, definitely Mexican over those.
Nobody gives racks a shot anymore.
But Mark,
Baylor, I know your team goals is more than just win a district. You just want to win regions, you want to win state, you just want to throw the candy in the big parade, back home, and you've got the talent. You just proved that you can play with the big boys. What is it going to take for you to get there?
I just playing as a team and keep playing our ball. Like, everybody's always doubted us kind of out because we're a little old Harlan. But we can play with any team, anybody. Just play our brand of baseball and don't do too much, and it'll work.
Baylor, I know that you are all about team. I think I know you well enough. You're all about team first, and like I said, we're allowed to brag on you personally a little bit here, but in these district and region games, are they like a moment? I know you're completely locked in before these games. Are they a moment that maybe you just set to the side and just you're like enjoying the moment? Not only as a player, but just maybe as a fan to this game and like just enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's limited to how long they get to play the game. So, I mean, I try and enjoy every single second, going 110%, because you never know when it could be your last game.
Perfect answer. Oh, wow, that's well said. I know that they've got a few things for you, and I don't know if you been keeping tabs on their show this year. I know you've been busy doing your stuff, but we've been having their restaurant brackets, and Rod got so excited he just jumped the gun right there.
I was trying to unmute my thing, and I forgot I didn't have it over top of it.
See, Baylor needs to teach you, how to, lock it in there. You can't get overexcited with these games, but we've been doing their field of 64 restaurants, and we're down to the final 4 of these restaurants. And yeah, so we're going to ask you if we could get a vote from you on their final 4. And then I guess Edward will be showing you some graphics. I made you 2 graphics, but Edward's graphics is next level. I just try to make mine sort of look like a baseball card. Edward's got all the special features, so I'm sure he'll be wanting you maybe pick on which one you like on them.
His is a whole lot better than mine too. But here's the first one here. Number 5 IHOP versus number 7 Cracker Barrel.
That was tough. I don't eat IHOP as much, so I'm gonna go Cracker Barrel.
Absolutely. Breakfast all day long. You can go in there at 8 o'clock and get biscuit gravy.
And then the last one here is number 12 Texas Roadhouse versus number 13 Fazoli's.
It's not even close. Texas Roadhouse.
I totally agree with that.
Texas Roadhouse might put a running clock on them. I don't know.
But Edwin.
So let me see if I can find these here. So I'm pretty sure we might have made you I like to call it the OG graphic before, but we kind of got a new graphic that's got a little bit of a spin on it. So out of these two graphics, kind of give me an idea on which one you like the most.
Okay, I like that one. That one's pretty good too. Go back to the first one. Yeah, I like that one.
So it's the OG graphic you still like. So see, that one's still going strong.
Just cannot beat the OG.
It don't matter what we do to the second one, it's always the first one.
Yep.
But I do got a couple more questions before they let you go. You know, I've got to cover you in multiple sports. So being a multiple sport athlete, how does that help you get ready from one sport to another?
Just staying locked in on whatever you're doing. If you try and focus on too many things at one time, it'll be too much. And so if it's as soon as, I just finished playing football, as soon as football was done, went and got in the weight room with the baseball team. Those are my guys. Love them to death.
So I do got to ask you about pressure situations. So when you're in like a big pressure moment, like the district championship game, so tell me how like you handle pressure situations.
Just feeling like you've been there before. Because if you get all worked up and get all nervous, and baseball is a game of failure. You're going to fail no matter what. But it's how you respond to the failure.
That's a great answer.
No wonder we had to get this guy on. Before the season end, we got to get him on.
Absolutely. I got one more final question. I've had multiple pitchers on here from softball and baseball, and they got mixed feelings on it. But if I'm up at the mound and I'm pitching and I hit every batter that comes up, ain't that still considered a no-hitter, even though they're going to throw me out of the game?
Technically, I guess.
Baylor, do you think he would be arrested before they'd allow him to go 8 innings just bonking everybody that come up to the plate?
Yeah, I doubt he'd make it that deep in the game.
A parent or a cop or somebody would tackle him.
Somebody.
Yeah.
Listen, after I walked 9 batters, I'm pretty sure the coach, the ref, somebody's going to be yanking me by my ear out of there. But, Mark, Ryan?
Ryan, you got anything else for him?
Baylor, I just want to say best of luck tomorrow and throughout the regional tournament. I'll be up there, but I kind of won't be media or whatever, but I'll be working. But best of luck to you and your team throughout the whole tournament.
I appreciate you all.
Baylor, thank you for coming on. I know you got 1,000 things on your agenda right now. Of course, you start region tomorrow, and I'm sure you're trying to get up to par on that right now. But again, just by the answers that you gave us tonight, honestly, we learned from you, and just perfect answers and some of the most well-worded stuff we've heard all year. And we love you to death and wish you personally the best of luck and your team the best of luck going forward.
I appreciate you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome interview. Edward, I'm glad you're well. Oh, I thought he left us again. Glad you're with us and stuff. And I know you've been having some internet glitches. Uh, just before we get on there, the RP5 that you love so much. I don't know. Ryan just jumping all over the place here.
I did not do that.
There- There's my little baseball card thing. Everyone must be playing around with it now. Well, he's trying to embarrass me. Like, look at this graphic right here. I'll show you how to make a graphic. But yeah, that's my little
Ryan
baseball.
just forgot to show it. Way to go, Ryan.
But just how you do it. I know you've had some internet glitches, but how's it going?
Well, it's going. Well, all I can really tell you is it's going.
Well, as long as it's going, that's live. That's all about live. But are you ready for the RP5? And Ryan, has this changed any? I know it changed radically last week, and I looked like I was plumb crazy. Are you froze up, Ryan? I think he is. Ryan is froze. But Edward, I'm gonna bring this thing that you love, our RP5. And I don't know if this is the baseball one or the softball one, but I'm gonna just click on one of them, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. And this is again, at no way is any of our top. This is not a top 5 of ours. This is just what the RPI was reading this morning. As far as our 13th region RPI, our top 5 teams. It started out Whitley County 1, South Laurel 2, which I believe lost a heartbreaker to Corbin in the district. Jackson County 3, North Laurel, another team that I believe lost another close one to Clay County in district. And number 5, Corbin. And this RPI has nothing to do with last team standing or anything like that. This is just all RPI numbers. And anyone of you want to say anything about it, or do we go on to softball?
I mean, the way I look at it, this shows you how strong that 51st district is, or that 50th district. Excuse me, Dale. When you have Whitley, South Lawn, and Corbin, all 3 in that top 5. That just shows you how strong that district's been all year.
Yep. Ever, do you have anything on it? Or...
Well, tomorrow you actually get to see 3 of these 5 play tomorrow in the region tournament. So that lets you know a little bit more about the RPI. And you want to see every team win, but that's not how sports work. And you hate it for the team that doesn't make it, but you're crying inside for them, but you're joyful with the team that actually does make it. But like I said, you got 3 out of the 5 that's going to be playing tomorrow.
Well worded. So we'll go into our softball side of things, and got number 1 North Laurel, number 2 South Laurel. That is, folks, I'm telling you, this team is coming on like a freight train right now. Number 3 Pineville, we know how good they've been all year. Number 4 Harlan, know how good they've been all year, and number 5 Clay County. And Edward, Ryan, any thoughts on this? I just my quick thoughts on this is, I'm telling you, South Laurel's south and north are really good. Pineville's really. Every one of these teams are good, okay, but I'm telling you, South Laurel is folks. That team is a train right now.
Yeah, and I've not went, as you looked at it, you go back and look at it since RPI started. But I want to think, since the softball stuff started with this RPI stuff, I believe North and South's been 1 and 2 all year long.
Yep.
But that just shows you how good Laurel County sports is.
Yep.
Yeah, again, it's exciting to see, because you got, again, I think the region tournament starts for softball also, and you're going to get to see the majority of them play tomorrow. So, and Pineville is a well-rounded team also. So that's one team that
big win, big
team
big win, big win. Get district over there. Yep. They sort of got their. I think Edward, quote me if I'm wrong, I think Knox might have got him earlier in the season, and then they got him in the district. So good comeback win for them.
Yep, and Pineville's, one of them teams. If their bats are on fire,
Yep.
they'll compete and be able to compete with anybody. And we already know they got a great pitcher in Rachel. And I got to watch North firsthand, and their batters from their one spot all the way to their nine spot's going to send it over the fence. So that's something you got to be ready for. And their defense stays on point all game long. So I'm kind of looking forward to see how Region shapes up.
Absolutely. And talking about Pineville, our next guest is coming from Pineville. And Edward, I'm going to ask you first. Hey, Ryan, you too. Again, this is more Yenda's area than it is mine. I mean, just offhand, tell us a little bit about Cadence before we bring her on.
Well, she is a multi-sport athlete. So, I got to watch her play another one where she hits a volleyball, and I'll be the first one to tell you I think she should have been playing basketball with as many blocks as she was getting.
I wouldn't want to receive one of them.
No, me either. But let's bring her on, and she's been patient with us. We're actually only about 2 minutes late. We're normally about 10 minutes late. So, Cadence, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Well, for one thing, we're normally about 10 minutes late, so we're not really bad late tonight. So, Edward's making sure we're staying on time tonight. He's threatened us with both fists. I mean, normally he just threatened us with one, but he's put both up tonight. So. And we know he means business though. But Cadence, we started covering track, and Ryan Edward helped me with this at the beginning of the year. Right, we started our Facebook page and all track and field stuff, and we're learning the sport. And I would be lying to you if I told you I know your sport inside and out. We know you play other sports, but we brought you on for the track aspect this time. And you're really, really good at other sports also. But I don't know what the plans. I think I know what the plans are. I might let you talk a little bit about that. But and when we bring you on, you're educating us because we know nothing compared to what you know inside and out about the sport. So we're very thankful for being able to get to learn the sport from you so that we can be better on down the road covering these games and giving track and field the coverage that it deserves. And so we do thank you for this. But I got to read this real quick, Edward and Ryan, and see what you think about this. And just bear with me. I got to bring the bifocals on. But state qualifier for 4 years. All-state second team, third place in state, national district champion AAU, national region champion AAU, junior Olympics qualifier. 2-time. 14th at the AAU National Games, Junior Olympics, 14th in the Olympics. Okay. All SEKC 4 times. And I think she's a USA top 50 jumper.
See, that proves my point. You said top 50 jumper. With her blocking ability in volleyball, the jumping ability from track, she'd have been dunking and blocking everybody in basketball.
I used to play back in the day. I did.
So let me guess, she was dunking and blocking everybody, wasn't she?
I did block, a couple people. I was good at it.
And I think she just won the Class 1 Region 6 championship. Am I right?
I did. I won in triple jump and high jump.
So, can I lead off with this question? Are they nothing you don't win at? Oh, we might as well just ask you that question. I go to the Olympics. I gotta ask you. Once you answered, well, see, she had to think about it. She's like, yeah, I'm pretty good at this stuff. But we're allowed to brag on you. I know that you're more about team, but we can brag on you a little bit if that's okay.
That's fun.
Okay, but just tell us the whole experience. I think you two-time junior Olympic qualifier. Just tell me the experience. Where did you have to travel? What
Oh.
what led that to that? I mean,
It was my sophomore year at state, and I qualified for state. And Christopher Jokes, Union Commonwealth's coach, has an AAU team that he like is kind of over. And he asked me if I would run on it, and I was like, yeah. I didn't really know what I was getting into at all. And then I went to district, and I think it was in Bardstown, Kentucky. That was a little trip too.
I,
And
I've been to Bardstown. I took a wrestling team up there. Yeah, that's a wonderful trip.
yeah, that was my first year, and I won my age group there. And then I also did long jump there. I did not do very well. I didn't get good at long jump probably until this year. But then I advanced to region. And then I think I got third that year. And then top 5 goes to the Junior Olympics. Thank you, Bobby D. And then that year, my sophomore year, I didn't do well at the Junior Olympics. I think I was like 32nd. So I kind of had a chip on my shoulder. And then my junior year, so junior summer, one district, one region, and then the following year I had to go to Iowa. So I was in Des Moines, Iowa. So it's a good little trip. It was like, I think it took us about 21 hours to get there with traffic and everything. It was very, very long. And then this summer, I think it was Greensboro, North Carolina, and I got 14th.
I gotta ask you about the trip to Iowa because I can personally say I did that a few times being over the road truck driver. Did your eyes start hurting because you're like, are they ever a curb? Are they ever a tree? Are they ever a mountain? Or did you just see cornfields on both sides of the
It was
highway?
just cornfields. It's not my favorite trip ever.
There you go. I was seeing so far, my eyes started hurting. I'm like, please give me a curve, something, a tree, a mountain, something,
Like, it's just straight and just corn.
straight and corn. Absolutely. Like, but I've got 1,000 things here. Rod, Edward.
That's not my kind of trip. I like I like to see something trees or something, not
Yeah.
corn.
What was you tempted about sticking your hand out the window and maybe just try and pluck a few corn deals while you was at it?
No, at that point in the trip, I was just ready to get there. To be honest.
You didn't want to see no more corn.
No, I did.
How long did it take you to eat corn after that trip?
Well, I still had braces on my teeth, so I didn't eat corn for probably a year and a half after. I hadn't ate it for like 3 years prior.
But I got a couple questions to ask you. Yeah. What was your favorite race or teams to compete against?
My favorite team to compete against is definitely Leslie County. They are phenomenal and everything. And honestly, I do hate to say it because I wish I could say we dominate our region, but Leslie County dominates our region. They are really, really good. Some of my best friends compete with Leslie.
Yeah, that's something I don't know much about. Is all of the regions, how it's all set up, and all this stuff like that. As you know, we're still learning and everything. But this is my favorite question to ask. I have to ask it. What's your favorite restaurant to eat at in Pineville, Middleford, Bell County area?
Definitely Leon's. By far.
I don't think I've ever ate at Leon's.
I'll have to tell you.
It's
It is
a very good place.
It's like food cheesesteaks.
They have really good food.
They absolutely really do.
It says, boys, you all should seen her jumping today. Luke Gilly, if I say that right, and his wife has done a great job Pineville track. And the man himself, Stevie Ray Black, said hello.
Hi, Steve.
But Edwin.
So I got to ask you, in track, what all do you run and hit? Do you? I mean, I know you do multiple things. Which ones do you do?
I think I've done everything. It's like other than like the 800 and up. I've done it all. I've done the 100. I've done 100-meter hurdles, the 200. I've ran the 300 open, 300-meter hurdles. I've done the 400. I've done everything under the sun. I've done all the jumps. I just don't throw and I don't do distance. But I have done
So
it all.
Would
which
you
one
try to
do
throw?
you?
Is that like the or the disc?
I wouldn't do either of them. I've
You wouldn't
already
do.
destroyed my shoulder. Not for me.
So which ones is your favorite?
um, my favorite right now is probably long jump. High jump's like my all-time favorite, but I'm having like a little mental block right now, so I'm trying not to focus on it. So I'd say long jump.
And long jump's the one where you're jumping in the sand and they measure, correct?
That's long jump and triple jump.
So how do you get yourself mentally prepared for that? Because if it was me, I'd probably face plant before I got ready to jump.
I have face planted in the sand a couple of times. I actually PR doing that. But honestly, I just mentally prepare myself. I always drink an Alani before track meets, and I get a double cheeseburger from McDonald's every time. And then I get on the bus, and we listen to music the entire way up there. And I sit on the back of the bus on the right back seat with my best friend Ava, and that's my prep.
I knew we should have brought cadence in. I mean, double cheeseburger, mellow out. You can't beat that. Do you drop a little bit on you while eating a cheeseburger? Does that make it a cheeseburger when you're dropping a little bit here and there?
I usually do, but I haven't on the track list yet.
Well, I drop it up for anybody. It goes all over my shirt, and there you go.
So I know you're a multi-sport star. So I got to ask you, how does like volleyball and track, how does each one help you get ready for the other?
Volleyball is a true love of mine that I just happen to not be. I was decent, but I wasn't good enough really to continue it in college. But I don't know if they really correlate with each other at all. I think really what helped me from volleyball with track would be John and Sam. They like supported me very heavily. Like I had to miss I don't know how many summer practices to go to the Junior Olympics. It was like every day I was like, "Hey, I can't come. I won't be there." Because I had training for the Junior Olympics and sometimes the Junior Olympics just kind of overtopped summer volleyball.
So you talking about training and stuff like that, and I heard in cross country they said you get like a couple weeks off throughout the year.
Yeah.
So as far as track, how much rest time do you take before you're like full blown back to it?
I probably should take some, but I don't usually. Track season starts in December. So you train from like December until June. And then AAU season starts in June and it ends in August. So when August hit and it was over, I was in volleyball. And so I really didn't get any time off because volleyball ends at like the end of October. And when November hits is whenever I start like training and lifting and getting back in shape to start preseason track.
That sounds like an awful lot of work.
It is.
So Steve
Um,
actually asked, "Will you be competing at any this summer before going to uni?"
yes, I'm going to New Balance Nationals June 19th through the 22nd.
So got to ask you about practices. So how does your practices work when you're getting prepared for that?
A lot of my days are spent literally just jumping over a bungee, honestly, which is like with high jump, there's a bar. And so that whenever you're practicing, obviously you don't want to land on a really hard bar. So we use a bungee. And I just do a lot of like over the bar drills with that. And then when I do my hurdle work, it's literally just repeating like hurdle drills. That's literally all I do. And then for long jump and triple jump, it's a lot of bounding, a lot of it, like a lot. And I will like stick a hurdle in a long jump pit, and whenever I go to jump, I'll make sure I can clear the hurdle, and then it just prepares me. for the meets to jump farther. My practice honestly isn't that hard. I will say, as a jumper in track and field, you don't do much during like season. You really don't.
I don't know. You already sound like it was way too much jumping for me. The first hurdle I
Preseason,
got to do, I'm tripping and falling and everything. So
preseason is kind of rough. Whenever I'm with my AU coach, he's kind of rough. I won't lie.
So I got to ask you about getting like I heard you talk about your pregame, basically. The eating, the listening to the music. So what style of music do you listen to get you prepped up?
Honestly, we listen to everything under the sun, whether it's Disney princess music, clean old R&B, Taylor Swift. It's everything. Country's in there too. We
I
just
did.
basically do karaoke on the back of the bus.
I did hear Queen.
Yeah, I
I
mean you
can't.
can always
I can't pronounce the name of the song, but every time I hear it, I think of Wayne's World. I think it's like Bohemian rap. I can't pronounce it. Something like that. Yeah. Did hear Queen.
but so you said your favorite team to go against is like Leslie County.
Yes.
So I gotta ask you, as far as like tracks, meets, stuff like that you've been on, where's like your favorite place to run at?
Leslie County, actually. I don't like to jump at Leslie County because they don't have lots on their high jump pit. But running, I always PR at Leslie County.
So
I think
how do you like the trip to Leslie County?
they're I don't know. If you go through like Corman and London, it's not bad. But if you go through like I think it's Straight Creek, it's pretty rough.
I don't know if it's. I hate going up that way. There's no easy way to go.
If you like take the I think it's what
Mountain
is it?
Parkway,
Yeah, the
How how
Parkway.
how
yeah,
large is Parkway?
Al Rogers.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I had a doctor's appointment actually the day we had a meet at Leslie, and I had to ride with my grandma to our track meet, and it wasn't bad. It was much better than taking like the Straight Creek Road. That's for sure.
So one more question before I get you over to Mark. The Olympics keep going in my head. So I got to ask you, what kind of preparation do you have to do to finish? 14th Olympics. I mean,
It's a lot of hard work. Like I said, my AAU coach, he bust my buns. Like seriously, there was a day that there was a heat wave and I passed out, and he did not believe me, made me get back up and go again. Like it's a lot. It's a lot of form work and a lot of working on skips, and this it's like I'll put it in basketball terms. It's like basically doing your fundamentals of basketball all over again. So whenever you already have them and you're good at them and you have to do it again, it's like, oh, this sucks. Like I hate this. It's tiring, exhausting. And I don't run. I don't like to run. If it's over 100 meters, I don't like to do it. I'm not a runner. I like to jump. And he had me doing like 10-minute long runs, and it's just it works, but it's a lot. The state track meet is Thursday. I think that's the 29th.
but Mark, Ryan,
Um, Cadence, when you're talking about jumping, and I'm a little bit older than you, a little bit. I don't know if you remember the old Nike. Help me out, Ryan. The little pumps. They had little pumps on
Nike
the
pumps.
I
Nike
know what
Nike
you're
pump.
pumps.
talking about. My mom had them.
Could you wear them while jumping, or do you have to wear? I mean, do you have to wear a certain type of footwear, or could you wear something like that?
You could. I would not recommend it, but you could. I wear high
Are
jump
you
tights.
afraid of jumping over the sand deal or something?
Well, I'd be more afraid to like slip because you run like a curve, so you go like this and then you cut. So I'd be afraid when I took to jump, I'd like slip and break my ankle. I do know the girl who won the state meet last year. I think she jumps in trainers. So it works for some people. I'm not one of them.
You heard it here first. Don't wear Nike pumps while jumping. Yeah, but but seriously, we know you're committed to, and I know, you know, I'm gonna say you reach your goal. I guess I could say that. I know you set up more goals in your life to say that, but this is probably one goal you've reached for your life. But what led you into committing the union, and for girls that's coming up and under you, what is it going to take for them to reach their goals?
Me staying close to home and going to Union was a really, really long and thought out process because I did have some pretty big offers. But it really came down to where am I going to be the most comfortable and where is it going to feel like family. And my AAU coach, Christopher Jokes, is like their head coach. And he's at every track meet that he can be at. He's literally one of my best friends, Ava. She's also going there to run track. Anytime we're running, he's there. He's our biggest fan. And then their high jump coach is Peyton. He's one of like a really like close family friend of mine. And I have to have surgery on my right shoulder, and it kind of came down to where do I want to be when I'm recovering and getting back into like jumping again. And I think I'll just be more comfortable with them because I've been around them for 2 years now. But for anybody that's like coming up junior senior year, you're like looking to get recruited. My best advice would be fill out recruit forms. Just go on websites, look up. Like I filled out, I don't know how many. Like Moorhead was one of them that I'd filled out, and I filled it out, and it was probably 2 days later they texted me. Go on their website, find the recruit form for track, fill it out, and don't get lazy. Practice can be really rough sometimes, but I promise you, running the repeats and throwing up after will be worth it in 2 years when you're. Because I'm getting a full ride. I'm not paying a dime for school. It will be
Oh
worth it.
yeah,
So worth it.
absolutely, absolutely. Um, I don't know if you've been keeping tabs on our show, but we did our Field of 64, not basketball, but our Field of 64 restaurants. So we're down to our final four on restaurants, and I didn't agree with some of the games, but we're all going to say that one restaurant cheated over the other. But we're down to our final four, so we're going to ask you if you don't care, can you vote on our restaurant deal? And I think Edward's probably got you some things made up.
Okay.
Here's the first one here. Number 12, Texas Roadhouse versus number 13, Fazoli's.
Texas Roadhouse for sure.
So you don't like the breadsticks at Fazoli's?
No, I do, but I'm more of a steak girl than a pasta girl.
So do you get a
I
whale steak, or you want it medium rare with the blood running everywhere?
I'm a medium rare for sure. You got to get the protein. If it's well done, the protein's already cooked out of it. The red
I didn't
stuff
know.
you see is actually protein.
but Texas Roadhouse, you like the roast with the butter on
Yes,
the top of it
I do indeed.
to make a meal that by itself.
Yeah, you definitely can.
And here's the last one here. Number 5, IHOP versus number 7, Cracker Barrel.
I'm gonna go with Cracker Barrel.
Breakfast all day long. I can go there and get biscuit gravy at 7 o'clock in the evening.
I love Cracker Barrel.
I know where Edward's going to go on here, so hopefully Cracker Barrel's got enough votes here.
But Edward,
But you might have helped us win that, Cadence. Thank you,
Oh,
thank you.
So I'm sure you're familiar with what I like to call the OG graphic that we made you during the volleyball season.
I am.
But since then, we actually made a revamped. Now, I don't have a clue what he's doing over. It's like he's trying to play the flute or something. But we do have a newer version of the second graphic. So just kind of give me your ideal out of the two, which one you like the most.
Okay. Hold on, I can't see because Bobby B commented. Wait for the away. Okay, I see it. Oh, I don't know. Will you put the other one back up for a second? I think this one is cuter, and then the other one is more like dope.
Lightning and the lightning strikes.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
know Lightning McQueen right here.
Well, see, if I'd have thought about that, I'd have put that on the graphic instead of cadence. I'd have put lightning.
Yeah,
I didn't.
we should have
I
thought
didn't.
about that.
I didn't think about it either, and I watch that movie all the time.
That it was
So
literally
we've
my line forever.
So we've actually got a third one that the man above you put together himself. So I'm proud of him.
His is like Kellogg's cornflakes. I'm like Great Value, the cheap cornflakes you get $1 for a bag. He's got all the good stuff that he could add to it. I'm just all plain Jane.
I like it.
I think that's so cute. I don't remember if I was long jumping or triple jumping in that picture though. Could not tell you.
You might have been doing both.
I only did one that day, I think. Maybe. I don't know. That was at National District, I think.
But I do got that. I've got to see bits and pieces of track, but I do got to brag just a little bit on her volleyball. Mark, you know, she only got to play, I think it was 27 sets, had 93 blocks. So could you imagine what she'd have done on the basketball court?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I did play basketball for a minute, and then my sister quit playing, and I only played because my big sister played.
Cadence, can you dunk, or do you? If you got up, do you think you could dunk?
I think I could dunk a tennis ball because I can get rim easy. I think I could dunk a tennis ball.
I could jump, maybe hit the bottom of the net. I don't know.
But I mean, I'm also like right at like 6 foot, 6'1". I'm pretty tall, so I have an advantage, I guess.
Well, I don't know. That talks bad for Mark. He's like 6'4" and can barely touch the net.
Yeah, but I'm jumping around for like 270 pounds of knowledge or something like that too. So I'm sure Cadence would probably say that probably slows you down. It takes a little bit of the vertical down.
It definitely does. I'm like, I think 7 pounds underweight what I should be, but I'm healthy in track world. So,
but I just personally want to tell you thank you for taking your time to come on, and the sports I've got to see you perform in. You killed it, and congratulations on committing, and looking forward to seeing what you can do on the next level.
thank you for having me.
All right, Brian.
Thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Right here, Coach Daniels said, let's see. He said, good luck Thursday.
Thank you, Steve.
And Coach Daniels says, Cadence, Ava, Addison, Cam Puckett, Caden Robbins Jr. will be well represented by the bill. So, yeah.
I won't be very far. I won't be very far from Bolivar because I live in Knox County. So I'm not far from Union.
Okay, I got to ask you something about two of the coaches down there, Cadence, and I hope I don't get you in trouble. But between Coach Daniels and John North, could they do the stuff that you're doing with the high jumping and stuff?
No.
I think they could I think I could clear a bar if it was at like 4.2, maybe. It's a lot harder than it looks, I swear. Clearing 5.6, a lot of the boys don't do that. I will say it's very hard.
Oh, so you don't think John could get the vertical up and get over it?
I mean, they might be able to jump side by side to the bar, but I don't think they're bending over backwards to get over it. You're bent in the air like this with your back. I don't see that happening.
I better hush up. I might get her in trouble. We'll be seeing her later on, I guess. But
I don't believe they could do it now. If you was talking about basketball or volleyball, I'd have faith in them though.
yeah.
If it's volleyball, John's kicking my butt, and if it's basketball, Bobby D is also kicking my butt. Actually, John North could probably kick my butt in basketball too. I've seen him shoot.
Coach Daniels says, I'm old. I ain't jumping anymore.
I totally agree with that.
Coach Daniels, he's calling you old. I mean, I don't know. I just take that. I take that as a shot. Oh, Steve comes with a comment now.
Those guys jump. You better have the paramedics around.
Well, I mean, I guess this ain't legal if you just walk up to the bar, you just knock the bar out of the way, and then jump onto the mat.
It's not.
Okay, that is worth a try. I could
I'm sure
absolutely
you get
do
some
that.
kind of points though if you hit the bar. Some kind of point deduction or however that operates if you hit the bar.
But Kate, it's a great interview, and you always bring it every time when we bring you on. And like I told you in a message, I think we sort of dropped the bar on you a little bit. We should have. This is unbelievable what you've been doing here, and we just started track. I wish we was doing track a couple years ago because we could have been really, really throwing your name out there a lot, and it's unbelievable the stuff that you've accomplished. And your future is going to be crazy. I think Ryan's even thinking about going down there maybe this weekend or something, try to put a little coverage on you. But it's unbelievable what you've accomplished. So that's nothing but hard work and dedication, a lot of heart doing that. So again, I want to thank you for your time. I know you got a lot of things on your agenda, and good luck with you personally, and good luck to all people down there. You know, you look like you got a lot of your friends going down there with you, so that I'm sure that they'll make the change a little bit more comfortable seeing all your, the Bible people down there. So I just again just keep in touch with us, and let's know about some of these meets that you have down there. We'll try to get down there and if for pom poms, cheering you on.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great interview. Great interview. We knew that was going to be that. Edward, I mean, I know personally. You've covered them a lot, Ryan. You have to in volleyball. I mean, that's really amazing. Some of that stuff that she has did. When you're talking Olympics, I don't care if it's Junior Olympics, Senior Olympics. Am I right? Is that the best of the best?
I believe it would be, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean,
I'd have to say so.
That's just goodness. That's unbelievable. I heard that. But Ryan, before we start giving her and Coach Daniel, boys, I gotta go. Gotta get some rest. Read the softball starts tomorrow. Big win for you, Coach, and keep it going. I think Knox got you earlier in the year. You got them when it mattered. And again, just good luck to you. And remember, when you start throwing that candy out, give the fat boys the chocolate ones. Give Ryan the breath mints.
Yeah. And I will show this. All the candy from Saturday.
See, and Coach, he didn't even offer us a piece. He just teased us with all that candy. Goodness God. Just at least if when you do it again, sling me some of the chocolates. I don't want the peppermint.
You can have the mounds. I don't like them.
But said that the girls threw it at him for sure. Yeah. And then he still didn't offer us none. So that's how Ryan is. But congratulations on the big win, Coach, and wish your team the best of luck for sure. Love you to death down there, and just like you said, the U is going to be represented with a lot of quality young girls and young boys down there, well represented by Bible. But good luck. Um, are we ready to do our own voting, or is there something I'm missing before we do our votes?
I think just our votes is the only thing that is it, and then I've got the graphic partially made for the championship match. The other one I have to wait until after our votes to put it up. But our first one here, well, I think. Go ahead, Mark. Click on it if you want to.
Yeah, I'm not clicking on it. I was letting you. Okay, there we
Oh,
go. I
Texas
like
voting
Texas.
totally.
I like Texas Roadhouse. I'm sure they're running away with it, but I gotta go Fazoli's. It's something about the breadsticks. I like the Fazoli breadsticks better than the Texas Roadhouse rolls. I'm a Fazoli's guy.
I would have to go Texas Roadhouse because of the fried pickles.
I'm gonna have to go Texas Roadhouse. I'm a steak person.
Edward, do you eat your steaks well, or do you have to have them with the blood dripping everywhere like Caden's?
No, preferably I prefer mine well done, but it is what it is when I get it.
He don't care how it is. Just bring him a steak. Just microwave that sucker and he'll eat it.
And then I'll click on the last one here. Well. IHOP versus Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel all day. Breakfast at nighttime. Go in there and say, hey, I want some biscuits, all the fixings, some eggs, some hash brown, casserole. Yeah, give that to me all day.
Even though I just ate Cracker Barrel today, I'm still going to go IHOP.
Yep. If y'all give me just a second, I'll make this graphic and I'll post it on here so we can see the championship
which
match.
one you voting on, Ryan? Cracker Barrel or IHOP?
Cracker Barrel. There's no question.
So am I thinking maybe could it be a Cracker Barrel versus Texas Roadhouse final?
Yep, you will see here in about a couple of seconds here.
If I'm right, then that's like the blue brands of restaurants. After it was all said and done, Muhammad Ali against Frazier, that would probably be the heavyweight championship right there. Ric Flair against Harley Race.
I'm downloading the image right now, and I have to say, it is a very good looking one. I have to say.
And I wonder, if one of them restaurants win, if we'll get like a bunch of free coupons.
But Edward, if you want to do your while it tries to hopefully download this.
But that being said, if can you get that off there, Rob, with that sound load? But we
Yes.
know there's.
Give me just 1 second.
We know there's some region tournaments starting tomorrow, and we're not going to pick our winners because we want all the teams to be successful there. But Edward, we know you've got covered a lot of baseball and softball this year, and you kill it like always. Just give us a quick thoughts about what you're going to be thinking about these tournaments coming up.
Well, you can't always just say, it was the better team that day. The way I'm going to put it is that, the team with the most heart and determination and the most fight left in them at this point in time is going to be the ones that's going to rise to the top.
Yeah, I mean, because you have to be really, really good to be at this point. I mean, I guess we all agree with this, right? There's no easy outs now. You've got to bring it. And Edward, I agree with you. Right now, it probably is the team that wants it the most, and the heart, the fire, the desire, because you're good or you wouldn't be at this point. There's no easy outs, and And there's a lot of good quality in the 13th region, but it's all over the state. You cover the state um, really, really good. Are there any certain teams statewide, Edward? I mean, you don't have to break it down by region. I know you could if you had to. But are there any certain teams statewide? I'm not trying to get you to give us a prediction, but you're sort of looking at that you think that could catch fire at the right time.
Well, I do think that Hazard is one team that can catch fire, and you got to watch out for them. But one of the one of the teams that stands out to me the most, and we've actually had, I think, three of their players on our show at that point in time. At one point in time, is Louisville Mail. You know, they got Assumption middle of the year district tournament time. Assumption got them. Both games was very close, and you got the likelihood that those two teams could collide again in region, and they're both going to have the heart and fire to want to beat each other. But the thing is with Louisville Mail, and we've seen it firsthand, is when them bats are rolling, they gonna put 20 runs on you before you realize what's even happened.
Yep, well said, man. And you know the team because you've covered them firsthand. You've been there and you've seen it. So I think you know what you're talking about a little bit right there. So yeah, Mel can be very dangerous. Hunter made a comment here, and that Corey Whitley baseball game will be a really good one. Both of them make it that far in the region tournament. I'm sure that. Go ahead, Edward.
But I'd have to agree with him. If they make it that far to collide against each other again, that's going to be, I'm going to say, a good old fashioned slobber knocker of a baseball game. But there's also teams that they have to go through that wants to make it to that point themselves.
Yeah. And most of the people are leaning. Let's be honest. Of course, Whitley Corbin baseball, and most are leaning north and south softball. But again, there's a lot of good teams there, and I don't think that there's much separation. And any of these coaches, uh, and with any of these teams left to tell you, we're good, or we wouldn't be here. And like I said, we talked about Powell earlier. Knox Central beat them early in the year. Powell gets them in the district. I mean, teams improve. Teams work and work and work and work. I'm telling you, it's wide open. It's not a lockdown for any team, but Hunter said it right. If they get that far, yes, that would be one heck of a game. But whatever our champion, but they're all going to be good games. I mean, I'm sure you agree with that. There's just so much competition. Ryan, was you able to download that, or do we just need to go for final?
Yes. Yep. This will be our championship match. I will make the polls as soon as we close up. I will have the polls up all week. So I'm going to give everybody a good chance to vote all week. And this is our championship match.
Edward, I think I know where Edward's already leaning to. I don't want to make his pick already, but I about guarantee I know where Edward's leaning to. I know where I'm leaning to. So, but after it's all,
y'all get our votes next Sunday.
But after it was all said and done, all the upsets, the two blue brands made it at the end. The Kentucky versus Duke made it at the end. All the Cinderellas got knocked out. It's Kentucky and Duke here at the end. The blue brand stood up. Texas Roadhouse, Cracker Barrel was probably the favorites going in, and they didn't care about the NIL or any of that crap. They're like, we're the blue brands here. And they flexed when it mattered. But Ryan, I'll let you start out with your thoughts and final thoughts and shout outs, and then Edward, then man, we'll close it up. We're only like 16 minutes over, but it's went well tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that was the regional tournament real quick. Best of luck to all 8 teams that will be playing in the softball and the baseball starting tomorrow. I will be up at the baseball, actually working, not covering it. If they allow me to do both, I'll do both. But that's the thing for in the morning. But my final quote, I got one special today just because of what tomorrow stands for. It's my quote is: freedom makes a huge requirement of every human being. With freedom comes responsibility. Eleanor Roosevelt.
Really good, Ryan.
So I plan on trying to get up there for at least some of the baseball region tournament tomorrow, if possible. But I'm gonna leave you with this, and this kind of comes from a little bit of the heart, from some stuff that's kind of been hitting and missing, not just in personal life, but everywhere. But life will knock us down, but we can choose whether or not to stand back up. Emphasize resilience and the power of choice. Jackie Chan.
You're absolutely that's just a life lesson right there too. For the people in London, all the communities that just everywhere. And that's great wording right there. Both of you brought it tonight, but I'm gonna leave you all with this, and we know tomorrow's Memorial Day. I'm gonna read this real quick. The Battle of Incheon is widely considered the turning point of the Korean War. I can't pronounce that word. Ambitious landing by the UN forces led by General MacArthur in September 1950 decisively shifted the tide of the war in favor of the UN. My Uncle Billy was on that invasion. My Uncle Billy got killed in that invasion. My dad watched him. Didn't watch it, but my dad was in that invasion also. Both of them was in Korea. They served their price, and we don't know them all, but we owe them all. I don't know the author of that, but I've lost family members to war. I've got family members in the military right now. Because they're all heroes. If it wasn't for Yuns, we would not have our freedom. Yuns are true heroes, and tomorrow's about Yuns. Let's remember them all. Let me read this one more time. We don't know them all, but we owe them all. From all of us at Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media, good night and God bless.